The Airbnb market has gotten way more competitive over the last 5 years. There's such a broader market of people that want to stay in Airbnbs that they look for unique experiences. They look at all the ratings. They're very specific about what they need and want. And it's a much more sophisticated Airbnb market. The hottest Airbnbs that are performing extremely well are very unique and Instagrammable experiences like glamping, tree houses, and themed experiences and stays that are special and memorable for that person. If you get into an Airbnb product without a differentiated business plan, you will fail. You're gonna have lots of headaches, your tenants are gonna be a pain, you're not gonna make good returns, and you will wanna quit. The key is to make sure that you have a unique offering that is professionally managed. You will be able to print money, but you have to make sure you're doing it right and choosing the right property and offering. So my name is Meg Epstein. I started out by Airbnb my own apartment, now developing my own Airbnb projects. I've built over 150 Airbnb units. I have another 250 in construction right now. And I have learned all the lessons and mistakes over the years from managing my own Airbnb units to selling them. And I'm happy to share more with you. When I first lived in San Francisco in 2012, the problem is now is that there's so many people that have gotten into the Airbnb business that it is a very saturated business. And so now we've had to really differentiate. And when I deliver a building, I basically build buildings where people can Airbnb their individual condo units. And when we deliver a building, the units that do the best are the ones that are very unique and kitschy and special and Instagrammable. So personally, for me, out of all of the units I own, I spent and went over the top with, and I hired a really great interior designer friend named Callie Dwan that we're in Nashville. We developed a 4-bedroom unit that is all Dolly Parton themed. So there's fringe, there's flowers. Each room is a different Dolly Parton song reflected. So there's a wildflower, room, and it's all decorated with wildflowers. It is a very creative spin and way to incorporate Dolly Parton, which everybody loves and everybody wants to stay in when they come to Nashville. We have bachelorettes that book it out. We have girls trips that book it out. And it's a really fun unit that we decorated over the top, and that is by far our best performing unit. And so it just kind of shows you that you can't just, throw something up and have some generic furniture. People want something special. They want something memorable if they're going to decide to use an Airbnb as opposed to staying in a hotel. So if you're going to get into Airbnb investing in this market, you need to make sure your offering is very special and very unique. So first, it's super obvious. People always say location, 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 but being in a top location has proven time and time again to be a recession-proof offering in Airbnb. If we're close to Broadway in Nashville, you just are never going to get away from that. And they're not making more and more locations close to Broadway. So don't cheap out on the location. It is always worth the investment. People that arrive to an Airbnb that's out in Timbuktu and the pictures made it look like you were on the Nashville skyline, they hate you for that. They will write bad reviews. Your rating will go down. Choose an A location whenever you're investing in an Airbnb. Outdoor spaces is another thing that people really like to see. So we do this in our buildings where we offer a lot of amenities like a pool, pickleball, barbecue, ping pong outside. We offer very big balconies, indoor-outdoor space, lots of plants. Like people, if they're going to choose you, which is not a known brand like Hyatt or Marriott over a hotel, they want to have something that they don't get in a hotel, which is a lot of indoor-outdoor space. And so we find people that, want to play cornhole on our balconies, or they want to cook outside, or they want a view of the river on their balconies. We always try to incorporate the outside in our projects, whether it's a home or a condo unit. And I think it's an important element of what differentiates us as an Airbnb product. Amenities are also very important in an Airbnb. The reason why I started developing buildings that were Airbnb-able were because I wanted to offer more amenities than someone would get in a hotel. Someone's going to take a chance on you and stay in your unknown Airbnb brand as opposed to some big hotel chain, because you're offering something that allows for you as a group or as a family to enjoy traveling. You have a space where you can, not eat out of a hotel restaurant every single meal, not try to stick your milk cartons with your breast milk in the little mini fridge beyond all the little alcohol tiny bottles. Like, you have a comfortable kitchen, you have a laundry space, you have a clean environment that allows for you to travel as a family or travel as a group. And that really is something that makes Airbnb differentiated from the big hotel brand. Another thing that's very important about a unique Airbnb offering is amenities. I develop buildings that have a lot of amenities in them because people like to use them when they travel, and they differentiate from other just single family homes where people are just putting their house on the market for Airbnb. We have pickleball in our projects, we have cold plunges, sauna, um, we have pool decks, barbecue, group games, amenity spaces, gym, pop up coffee bars. We do a lot to make our Airbnbs a lot more comfortable and professionally managed so that we're not confusing inventory with just any person who can put their house on the market. So, if you want to check out the projects that we've developed after a decade of experience to optimize for investors and making the best returns, check out our new brand, The Modernist, by watching this next video.